Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 46th episode of the CoasterCasters. I guess now it's called the CoasterCasters Travel. I'm trying to rebrand into doing different things. We all know this because I bring it up like every video that I do. Currently, what I'm doing, because my Mac is being really weird, I'm transferring all of the stuff that I've recorded from my Mac onto my computer that I use for the podcast and all that stuff, putting it onto a hard drive so I can edit it on my Mac. So I'm basically like rotating it through, and it's really tediously annoying.
No wonder why.
Yeah, it's like I play because I play League of Legends and Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. So I record them with the screen capturing on the Mac, and then I have to use a USB drive to take them over to the Windows computer, and then the Windows computer puts it into the terabyte hard drive that I have, which takes it back over to the Mac to put it onto YouTube.
It seems like a pretty good reason why sometimes Mac computers suck.
Yes, this is probably the first thing that I've ever seen like just go really wrong with my Mac.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. I could have a Toshiba. Oh wait, I do.
You could have a dinosaur computer.
That's true.
Oh wait. Oh crap.
What?
And as always, that's Travis.
Yeah.
And it's Alex.
Yeah. That was weird. So I've been really like off the radar on Twitter and everything for the past week because I've been packing. But I know of some things that have happened, like the Iron Man ride opened and some stuff
Not
was
officially.
announced. I thought it was officially today that it opened.
No, it'll be opening up on January 11th, I think. 11th
Okay.
or 12th.
But yeah, Iron Man soft opened, and there's stuff coming from with the new Broadway, what is it? Broadway Festival or whatever it's called at Disney or at Epcot. And that's basically all I've seen. So this episode is literally going to be taken over by Alex because he has a lot more news than me. So what have you got for us this week?
First up, we're actually going to be talking about some domestic news that came out earlier in the week, and that is first off starting with SeaWorld. There were some leaks from mails of a public notice of SeaWorld removing a existing cage structure, and they're actually going to be constructing a brand new roller coaster. And no one knows the exact location of the attraction in the park, but this attraction was actually teased by Mandy earlier in the year, and that he wanted to have something for the teenagers of a more wanted thrill factor. So,
yeah,
what do you think it could be?
I
don't think it's going to be a hyper.
I'm like, it's not going to be a B&M, I'll tell you that.
Well, I could see B&M. It just depends.
It's way less likely than it's going to be a B&M.
If anything, it's probably going to be a Mauer Show and Skyrocket.
Probably.
That's a sad thing.
I really actually have no clue what it could be. Like, it could be anything, really.
Like, we've had earlier in the decade with Manta, and from what I've always been hearing, it's a kick-ass Mac coaster.
Maybe.
That being said, keeping on the track of SeaWorld right now, there seems to be some deconstruction. This is the first time I've been hearing it for attraction at their Aquatica.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and it's really only came up to me from a video from Midway Trout, Mayhem, which are great guys. You should check them out. And it's with one of their racing mat and bar slides at Aquatica in Orlando.
Yeah, I saw that.
I, but it's very interesting, and I'm curious to know why.
Maybe. Oh, I have no idea. Maybe a water coaster. No, you don't need water coasters. Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, hell, Universal's not doing crap with it. Only that they're going to have a water coaster in a volcano.
That's very
no
true.
No big deal. Another big thing, actually from this week, according to local news in Orlando, Ripley Entertainment has purchased a huge chunk of property on Universal Boulevard that's actually across the street at the convention center. And it'll be for about $23 million that the purchase is.
Wow. I'll be right back. I have to go upstairs and get my phone charger.
Yeah. And so far, there's been information, like people are speculating whether or not it may be a believe it or not, although I think there's already one Orlando. There's other attractions that the Ripley Entertainment has had with mirror mazes, 5D theaters, anything really. And I'm kind of curious if this may become something similar to iDrive. And it would actually kind of make sense. Ripley has enough that they could use, and arguably it wouldn't be much of a surprise considering the work down there. But that being said, it's very kind of interesting to see how the Orlando theme parks are finally changing to add more things.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ripley? What do you think could come out of it?
I don't know. Maybe that whole kind of a ripoff of what's in Gatlinburg.
Maybe. Well, no, that was technically theirs.
No, not like a ripoff of it, but like another version of it, like where there's a Ripley's every 500, not even 500 feet, like 100 feet.
I have a strange feeling that they're going to close the current Ripley's, believe it or not, and move it down to that new plot with some new attractions.
Yeah. Maybe put that motion 4D theater in there, the auditorium, maybe an aquarium.
Maybe, actually. Yeah, maybe.
Because their closest aquarium's the Smokies.
Yeah, that could happen. But there was a lot of potential about that land, and it's also kind of interesting because of how close it is not only to the convention center, but also to that 475 acres. Which
yeah.
People are catching on, and I don't blame them. That being said, we're actually going to talk a little bit about something that was discussed last time we actually had a episode, but in a little bit more detail because there was some official light coming out from Universal. Last time we had an episode, we talked about the patents and Nintendo. Mm-hmm. And on the 12th or the 13th of December, Universal Studios Japan has officially announced Super Nintendo World, the official Nintendo-themed land that's coming to Universal Studios in Japan, and it'll be ready by 2020 for the Olympics. There's possible word of mouth that it may be coming earlier than that, perhaps by 2019, but it's unsure right now of a precise date. Although it is expected to at least come at the time, which also lines up with the concept art. Have you had a chance to take a look at that?
Oh, of Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's really kind of amazing because, and there was a really great analysis from Game Explains, and there's a lot of details you can see from that that's actually been talked about from insiders on certain forums if you've been keeping the track.
Yeah.
Such things are Yoshi's, which, yeah, they're going to have somewhat of a role, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, they'll have something for Yoshi. They might have something Donkey Kong.
Might there will.
I think it depends.
I've been hearing that they really want to have Donkey Kong.
I could see that.
What interests me more, though, which one's the right entrance for Mario Kart? Peach's Castle or Bowser's?
Bowser's.
Yeah, it has to. It's because it's like you don't look ominous unless if you mean there's something inside.
Yeah.
Although it may be interesting to see what Orlando has for their entrance.
Oh my gosh. I think they'll do different tracks for different like parks. Like Bowser will be Tokyo or Japan, Hollywood could be Peach, and then you could have like a Rainbow Castle and Rainbow Road could be Orlando.
I have a strange feeling Mario Kart's going to be like a Forbidden Journey in a sense.
Really?
It's a best of.
Ah.
Although, if there isn't a blue shell in any of the Mario Karts, I will be disappointed.
Oh, I know.
Like, they have to have a blue shell.
Yeah, if there's not a blue shell, I'll riot.
Although, what stands out for me the most in the concept art?
That it's just Nintendo. It's just like Mario properties. There's no talk of Zelda. There's no talk of Animal Crossing. Nothing.
Well, I think it's kind of expected, though, for Mario being a headliner. He is the one that drank up.
But they could also be like, hey, welcome to Nintendo Land, where we showcase everything other than Mario, but there's some Mario in there. We also showcase our lesser known properties, well, they're still bigger, like Animal Crossing and Legend of Zelda, and many, many more.
What if, food for thought, they aren't done with Nintendo outside of Japan and Orlando? I mean, outside of Hollywood, there could be more for Orlando and Japan.
What do you mean?
I think Orlando's pretty safe to bet that they're going to have expansions of Nintendo IPs. There's a bunch of IPs you can expand out to multiple parks and wouldn't exactly be a problem.
I don't know if they will split up Nintendo.
I don't think it's a situation like Harry Potter where you have to explain why. You don't have to explain it.
No, because it makes no sense. Why would you split up like that's my whole thing with Harry Potter. Why did they split it up into two parks?
I think one of the reasons is Hogwarts Express.
Yeah,
I think one of the reasons is because they want to embrace the uniqueness of having the Hogwarts Express as an actual mode of transportation, making immersion throughout the two parks.
But with what is it? But with Nintendo, there's nothing like that would connect it.
And I think that's the point.
I don't see. I know I'm gonna get really just trashed for this, but I don't see. I don't see Nintendo going into the main park.
You mean the third?
I think it's going into the third, and I think it's going to be huge.
I think what I've heard and what I think.
By the way, the third park I mean is not Volcano Bay, the one that's being built far away. It's that one.
Really quick off track. Volcano Bay is like water park. It's a water park. You comparing it to a theme park, it's like comparing Hyphen Lagoon and Blizzard Beach as theme parks. Yes, they're themed, but it's still a water park. Kind of like Yas.
They're water themed parks.
Kind of like Yas, in a sense, from Dubai. It's highly themed, but it's still a water park, regardless if it has an inverted coaster.
Yeah.
But I would legitimately think that they would be wise to balance out Nintendo per park for Orlando. There's a lot you can pull, and there's a lot you can have that you don't have to force it in one location. And I think that's the best option they have, and they're going to use that to their best abilities.
Personally, yeah, that would be smart, because then you could get like people going to different parks and paying more money. That's the business side of it. But you have to, and this was their issue kind of with Harry Potter. You're gonna have people that only want to see the castle ride because they don't like roller coasters.
I would imagine most people, they want the full experience. And they
Most
will pay
people do, but some people don't want to pay for two parks. They will only pick one. And I think if you have, let's just say Universal tomorrow announces, hey, Merry Christmas, we're building a third park. And it's going to have this, and this in it. And one of those properties is Nintendo. And they say, hey, it's opening in 2024. As well as Nintendo being in the third park, it's also going to be an Island of Adventure and in the studios. But studios is going to get in 2018 and 2021. Sure, 2021 they'll have it in, or no, 2019 for the studios, 2021 for Islands of Adventure, and then 2024 will be the park.
I would think
like that would be Nintendo overload. I couldn't do it. I would rather it be one huge mega land in a separate park.
I think there's people that complain about it when it comes to Potter, and I could get that. It's sometimes problematic. But my thing with Nintendo is that you're dealing with different universes. You're not dealing with one universe that's not like Smash. You're dealing with different themes and different architectural designs that don't mesh well when they're all together.
Yeah, like I would understand if they said, oh, this is Mario World, and it's all Mario stuff, and then they say this is Zelda World.
Then what if I say this? What if they do have Mario at Universal Studios Florida at first, but then at the third gate they have Nintendo, like one Nintendo IP, and they market it as Super Nintendo World, Mario, the Mushroom Kingdom, and then Super Nintendo World, Hyrule. It would be totally different, and it wouldn't exactly be like they're doing the Diagon and Hogsmeade approach. It wouldn't exactly be as bad of a situation as that, and they're both completely different IPs.
I could, maybe.
One thing you have to keep in mind with Nintendo, and I'm relaying this to the audience, Universal had to go to hell to assure that Nintendo would trust them. Yeah. And I don't think they'd be done with just one park. And I think they'd be wise to stretch it out so that not only Universal gets the best amount, but Nintendo gets the most profit out of it.
There's so much that could be done.
I think there's a lot of potential. I'm really excited to see what they do.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about Nintendo?
Not really.
All right. Do you want to start with Iron Man, or do you want to start with Dubai?
I think we should start with Dubai, because that's the thing I know the less about.
Okay. Because I would say we should probably start with Iron Man, because it's going to get a little long. So we've had quite the interesting discussion in the past when it comes to Dubai, and I've kind of relayed here. I'm worried about the quality. Would you agree with that? Yeah. And it was officially opened of Motion Gate Dubai, ending the first official phase, although it's not really ending anyways because they still have multiple other areas to finish up. of Motion Gate Dubai. And as a heads up, Motion Gate Dubai includes Sony Pictures, DreamWorks, Lionsgate, and have you seen any footage of any of the attractions?
Not of any of the attractions. I've just seen like teaser footage and like interviews and stuff. That's all I've seen.
Someone said this perfectly. You can make a park beautiful and amazing in its detail, but without the proper care to the attractions, to the staff, to the design of the park itself, you're going to have problems.
Yeah.
And this park is, if you were on my channel, I'd be cursing about this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's sincerely to the point where it's frustrating how bad this park is. I'm not even kidding. Ghostbusters is worse than Antarctica. A lot.
Seriously?
Ghostbusters, Hotel Transylvania, those two attractions make Antarctica look like a diamond in the rough.
By Ghostbusters.
Are you gonna?
I'm gonna watch it real quick.
Because here's the thing with Ghostbusters. First off, you have so much potential with the IP. There's so many places you can go with it, and sincerely, if you wanted to do a shooting attraction, you could do it like Men in Black, and you can do it like hell, and you would do it great. But the way they did Ghostbusters, it is very much a cheap excuse for a shooter dark ride. It's not even a real track.
Oh my god, you're kidding me.
Yeah. I know people will say, it's just Dubai. They had, like, it's a new park. They market it on the level of Disney and Universal. Do not kid yourself when they've screwed up. This is to the point where, and when you see from Hotel Transylvania, all the animatronics are mostly static or rotating. There's no real movement, and on top of all that, it's very much disappointing. It's upsetting.
This is stupid.
And Ghostbusters, an IP you could have done so much. And what did they do? They made it look awful. Both of these attractions were designed to be trackless dark rides, but in real, like, when you look at it, it's not even trackless. You can see the track very clearly. There's no real attention to help out with that situation. It's that bad where you see that. And I'm not trying to diss it just because I diss it. And there are some good admirable respects. But for the most part, it's awful.
I'm watching it right now. Gosh, that's bad.
And the sad thing is, it makes me really worried. When the only good attraction out of it is Smurfs, and it's just as Hotel Transylvania, that's a problem.
I'm watching the Green Hornet coaster right now.
I'm hoping to God that DreamWorks has quality control. That is what I'm hoping. Because if they don't, with IPs like How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda,
oh god,
it's an example of not taking into account the bare necessities of making a good theme park.
Yeah.
And now they've announced that they have a fifth park in the conceptual stage. Look, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt with DreamWorks. And I should. I should not put it down until I see it in video. And it's the only way I'm going to see it because no one is going to allow me to go to Dubai. I would much rather live here than the United States. It's very much worrying to me about the quality, and I'm expecting the Hunger Games to look awful and rancid.
Yeah.
So, you have had the chance to look at it?
Yeah, I just watched 3 of the videos. That's poop.
And
That's straight poop.
I'm hoping to God that there's some good that comes out of it. But I'm not going to hold my breath.
That's poo-poo.
Another round of Dubai news. It was officially announced that SeaWorld would be going back to their Dubai project. And it'll be located on the Yas Island. It'll be next to Ferrari World. And while no real details are given, it will be the first official SeaWorld park that will not have orcas.
Oh, Lord.
Zombieland
Blast Off. God bless my Lord.
I'm going to say this first. I think it's a brilliant and smart choice that they don't have orcas. It automatically takes away the controversy that SeaWorld's had for the past few years. And I respect them for that. What worries me is the current management of SeaWorld. I'm curious to see what they have. I'm hoping it's going to be good, but I'm not holding my breath, as I think it'll be bad. None of Dubai has pleased me. None of it. At least in video quality. In person, that'd be probably a different story.
I'm watching Smurfs right now.
Which one?
With the Smurfs Dark Ride.
Oh, wait. Ghostbusters?
No, I've already watched Ghostbusters and Hotel Transylvania. Those were trash.
So you're watching Smurfs right now?
Yes.
But right now, to talk a little bit more about it until Travis has his thoughts collected, I'm hoping to God that there's something that good comes out of Dubai Parks and Resorts. Six Flags, maybe it. The fifth park, maybe it. But I'm not holding my breath until I see some valid proof that they can actually do a theme park. And so,
this is so bad.
Is it worse than Hotel Transylvania?
It's so lazy.
And I know, and I'm going to say this, I do enjoy some of the scenic elements of their attractions. It does look somewhat close to some of the designs of the original films that they're based on. But without good execution on the ride itself and not its design, you have issues.
I'm
kind of curious to hear your thoughts.
I'm saying my thoughts, and they're
That being said, there's also something that kind of curiouses me about Dubai. Is I'm curious about what would happen. Like, I think I know why Universal dropped out of their Dubai project, besides Singapore being a mess.
Yeah, I can't.
The one thing I do kind of want to say is I'm kind of glad that Universal isn't doing anything in Dubai. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Universal does not need to be in Dubai.
Yeah.
That's just bad.
I'll let you hear.
There's nothing else I could say besides it's bad. I'm so speechless. I was looking forward to like extravagant projects that they were doing, and it's just not good.
Pointing.
It really is. It's really disappointing.
And let's go to Disney, shall we?
Yeah.
Because I have some thoughts about Iron Man.
All right. What do you think about Iron Man?
It's using data technology, and it's also, in all reality, I was hoping for something more than what I was fearing. At the preview from D23 Expo in 2015, it kind of worried me about the quality of the animation and CGI. It didn't look up to par. Perhaps just my own limitations, but when Transformers looks a lot better, and I love Transformers, I just kind of had an odd feeling that something's not right with the project.
Yeah.
And while there hasn't been a real clear POV of it yet, besides the ones from attractions and theme park review, I'm just kind of worried about one thing in particular, and that's how they're going to handle future Marvel attractions. From watching video, it looks kind of cheap. It has terrible Jarvis and Iron Man impersonations, and it's a waste of technology. There are instances where you waste your technology on things that shouldn't be done like that, and Iron Man's one of those attractions.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's some better things, but right now I am not excited.
I on the other hand, I'm very I enjoyed watching the Iron Man Experience attraction. It looked really good. I think that once Star Wars Land comes to California, you are getting Star Tours moving over to the Star Wars Land where they're building.
I have a
And
strange feeling Star Tours will not even come to Star Wars Land, and they'll be moving. They'll have Iron Man in California.
I think Iron Man's they cannot have not have they can't not have Iron Man in America. They really can't.
I think best bet for Iron Man Experience, and I hate saying that, is California Adventure.
Yeah.
Do I want it? God, no. Am I going to have to suck it up? Yeah. But it's one of the things that I'm disappointed about because I believe there's so much more you could do with the Iron Man IP. Like, for instance, that permit that Universal brought up a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I'm like, you know what would look actually kind of good? An Iron Man Forbidden Journey type attraction now. There's a lot of potential. That patent looks really good, and it looks a lot better than what Disney's done.
Yeah, that's very true.
Although we're talking about patents here, it could be a different thing on the actual attraction.
Yeah.
Do you have any more to say?
Not really.
I guess we're kind of done unless you have anything really to talk about.
Besides the fact in 4 days I'm going to Disneyland.
Universal?
Don't know yet.
go. At least try it because it's interesting compared
I
to
don't know
Orlando.
if I'll be able to. I want to,
If you
but
can, get the chance. If you can.
I hope I can. If not, my sister lives out there. I'll go probably twice a year.
That being said, Travis, I think we're done.
I It feels weird, but I think we're done. Yeah. So,
And
Alex, where can we find you on social media?
you can find me at YouTube at Alex Show Productions, and you can find me on Twitter at Alex Show Prod, and you also find me at Questorino at Alex Show Productions. I will be coming back for another Alex and Co. hopefully in January, and hopefully Travis can join on.
Hopefully.
Where can we find you?
Nice spin on that. You can find me on Twitter at Travis Coaster. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at CoasterCasters. We have a Facebook fan page. Go check that out. It's just the CoasterCasters podcast. And you can friend me on Facebook at Travis Coaster. And then I'm pretty sure that's it. Instagram, it'll just be like the CoasterCasters podcast or Travis Coaster. That's any social media you're on. If it's not Travis Coaster or not the CoasterCasters podcast, let me know and I will figure out how to change it. This is the last episode of 2016 because I won't do an episode for the next 2 weeks because I will be in California. So our next episode will be January 13th. So I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. And
May
let's
I say
make...
one more?
Yeah, go.
I also forgot to say this. To everyone that's out there celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, stay safe out there and have a happy holidays wherever you may be.
Yeah. And let's make 2017 an amazing year, and let's finally get myself over 100 subscribers because I've been doing this for a year. It's not like I'm not in it for the views. I'm not in it for like the money or anything. It's just I want to get over that 100 subscriber hump. Like I've been doing this for a year. I know people that have been doing YouTube for 3 months and they already have 250 subscribers. It's kind of starting to get on my nerves just a little bit.
First,
But
we'll talk about after, but
yeah, we'll talk about that some other time. But I'm starting to do more things that I believe are bringing in more people because my views are starting to go up, which is good. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. Have an amazing Christmas, happy holidays, and a happy new year. And we'll see you next year.
see you guys.